Hey guys, here's here, and here are two of the top Android phones on the market, the Moto Z and Z Force and the S7 Edge. Which of them is better, or best? These phones have more in common than you might think. Starting with the design, they're both slabs of glass between metal frames, and they feel and look like they should for their respective premium prices. The S7 and Moto Z have Gorilla Glass 4 on the front, while the Z Force actually has a shatterproof Shatter Shield display, which actually really works, and I definitely recommend checking out my drop test video. All three of these phones get ridiculous amounts of fingerprints on the front and the back, mainly the back, but it's definitely worse on the Moto Z models. The S7 Edge has the dual curved display which wraps around the phone and feels great in the hand, super uniform and immersive. The Moto Z, on the other hand, is a more traditional build, but at a ridiculous 5.2 millimeters thin, making it the thinnest flagship on the market, and it's honestly really cool to hold in the hand. Z Force, on the other hand, is a bit thicker, and although on paper it's thinner than the S7 Edge, in my usage the S7 Edge feels thinner, but all three of these phones feel and look great. Now both Motos feature a kind of insane camera module hump on the back of the device, a bit unsightly and definitely noticeable. However, when you slap on a Moto mod using the pins at the bottom of the phone, both the fingerprints and the camera hump disappear. These mods fit seamlessly and work perfectly with the Z phones, and whether you get the style shell, the projector, the JBL speaker, or the battery pack, they represent the most functional form of modularity on the market. But of course, you'll have to pay for them, and on top of the $624 and $720 price tags, they certainly add up. But one thing that not even a mod can fix, at least right now anyway, is the lack of a headphone jack on the Z series. You'll have to use the included USB-C adapter to listen to wired headphones, which in my eyes is a significant drawback to the phone and one area that the S7 comes out ahead. The S7 also has full water submersion protection as well as wireless charging out of the box, whereas the Moto Zs require the battery pack module to have wireless charging. Both phones have pretty fast and reliable fingerprint scanners. The S7 doubles as a physical home button, which I much prefer, but the Moto Z and Z Force scanner has been a little bit faster and more accurate for me in the testing so far. In terms of battery, the S7 Edge just flat out wins. The Z gets a pretty dismal 3-ish hours of screen on time with just under half brightness. The Z Force gets closer to 4, and the S7 Edge gets over 4 easily. Now all three phones have beautiful, stunning 5.5-inch Quad HD displays. The Moto is being AMOLED and the S7 being Super AMOLED. They're all great and pleasurable to look at, but the S7 takes the cake with me for its slightly better brightness and outdoor visibility, but you can't go wrong with either. Now even with the same display sizes, the S7 Edge is a little bit more compact, both width and height, because of the smaller bezels. Now one area that the Moto wins is the speaker. They have single front-facing speakers which sound better and are louder than the S7 Edges, and that's a nice feature to have certainly. The S7 also takes the cake for the camera, producing a little bit cleaner, more consistent images, and sometimes better lowlights, but sometimes not. I tended to have a little bit more noise on the S7 cameras, but also has wider angle shots with the front-facing camera, but the Moto Z combats that with a front-facing flash, and although it doesn't give the most flattering images all the time, it is very much improved for low-light selfies on the Moto Z compared to the S7 Edge. And then there's software. The S7 Edge has TouchWiz and its feature-packed skin versus the Moto Z with nearly stock Android, but a few Moto additions here and there, and I actually like them both. I probably do prefer the Moto software because it's so stock to Android, but it has been thrown in with a few really functional features, such as twists that open the camera. So these are 2 or 3 fantastic phones. They all look, feel, and perform like flagships, but they also all cost like flagships too. The Moto mods are awesome, truly awesome, but it adds to the cost, and the fact that there's no headphone jack and the lack of IP68 water resistance, and the fact that the device's footprints are bigger in length and width, makes me recommend the S7 Edge 10 times out of 10. Also factor in with the camera and a design that I prefer, the S7 Edge really is an easy recommendation for me. But if you're dying to get modularity in your hands, or maybe you really prefer the better speaker on the Motos, or maybe money isn't an issue, absolutely go for it. Go for one of the Moto Zs, but I recommend the Z Force over the Z, but the S7 Edge over both. So thank you guys for watching this comparison. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and check out my other S7 and Moto vids, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.